So about 3.5 years ago, I was given the opportunity to create a new kind of team. And it's a team to look at executive assessment and development, but to do it in a completely new way. One that could leverage technology, one that could leverage strengths, ones that could leverage teams. And so to do that, I decided what I wanted to do was build the most diverse team that I could and use full spectrum diversity. And one of the things I did within building this team was I looked at generational diversity. So I can proudly say that I've got a team where I've got individuals in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, even their 60s. And what I didn't realize then was the amount of learning that was about to take place for me personally. And so what I've been doing lately is I've been sharing a lot of information on my blog, which you can find, of just little different insights about what it means to manage a truly multi-generational team. Let me share with you 3 of them that I find most interesting. The first is speed. There's very different perceptions of speed when I look across the generational differences. And I guess this comes down to is that for my millennials on the team, the slowest speed of communication that they're used to is email. And email's pretty quick. Whereas my Gen Xers and my baby boomers can remember the difference of regular postal mail versus faxes, and even the difference between surface mail and air mail when you're doing international. So there's something about speed, and when you've got a generation of people who the slowest form of communication they're aware of is email, then that certainly introduces some interesting dynamics of how fast your team moves or how slow the perception of your team moves. The second is, I guess it would be hierarchy and either respect for hierarchy or the irreverence towards hierarchy, and that's been fascinating. So if I look at my baby boomers, who are very much kind of born and raised in the idea of the company man, and that there's rules and you walked into work and you followed the rules and you did your time, that's a very different perception than a generation that has grown up where all the rules have gone out the window. And it doesn't matter how many years you've put in or how many years of experience you have, because it's the newest, latest technology is what can get you ahead. And so I've noticed that there's a very different attitude and reverence for experience and authority and hierarchy between the generations. And then the third area is around authenticity. And this is quite interesting because the Gen Xers and the baby boomers on the team had kind of come to work in an age where you had your work life and your personal life. So work, you may show up in a tie and a white shirt and a tie, and then you'd go home and you'd put on your Grateful Dead or your AC/DC t-shirt. So you were one style at work and you're one style at home. Where my millennials on the team, it's you are who you are. And you don't have a different style at work and a different style at home. You bring your full self to both. And so it's been quite interesting watching how the teams work with that in terms of how they're communicating with each other. So I've had some funny stories of some things that have happened, and I've got quite a few more other insights, which I posted over on the blog. So if you go over there, have a look and drop some comments below.